What's up, everybody? This is the What the World Needs podcast. This is episode, I want to say 17. I'm just taking a shot in the dark. I could be wrong, but I'm uploading a little bit late. Normally, I upload on Sundays around like 6 p.m. New York time, Eastern Standard Time, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I'm uploading on a Tuesday because I've just had to get some things done, some writing and stuff like that for other people. So yeah, but I set time aside today to actually get some shit done, and here I am. Um, in this episode, I guess I just wanna. My dog is chasing his tail over there. He's so cute. Oh, if you hear him, he's growling at himself. Anyway, in this episode, I kind of just wanted to cover the release of Hold On to Me. That recently I collaborated with a DJ producer over in Finland, and we released a song called Hold On to Me through Spinnin' Records. The talent pool over there, I wanted to just kind of cover that song, just go over that, I guess. It's been officially a week and a day since it was released, so I kind of just wanted to talk about that. And I had somebody message me asking me what I do to get inspiration for writing songs and stuff like that, especially now since I'm just like, all I'm doing is writing lately, and I'm not complaining about it, but it definitely gets hard sometimes to keep the creative juices going. So I kind of just wanted to, off the cuff, I haven't even like really written anything down, just go over like what I do personally to get myself in the zone, I guess. So anyway, to start off, Hold On to Me by Samlight featuring me, Tori Franco, was released through Spinnin' Records on March 26th. And to my surprise, it made it started out number 8 on the new and hot EDM and dance charts on SoundCloud in all countries, and I was pretty excited about that. And then the next day it jumped to number 6. It's still on the charts, but after it hit number 6, it kind of, I guess because new songs kept coming out or whatever, it kind of dropped down to 11, and then it dropped to 19, and I think now it's at 20. But I mean, it's still top 50, which is dope. I'm excited about it, and the fact that it made top 10 and remained there for a couple of days is pretty awesome. You know, we were on the chart with a bunch of big names, Marshmello, Steve Aoki, the Chainsmokers. So it was pretty dope to see our creation sitting on a chart, even if it's just the SoundCloud charts, just sitting on a chart with these huge names in EDM. It was awesome. It's crazy because EDM I never considered to be like my style of music. You know, I write everything, but mainly I write like pop and R&B stuff. But I love this EDM stuff. Like, I gotta say, I love being a part of it. I love like, and I think I'm pretty good at it too. You know, as far as writing goes. So how that song came about was, I did vocals. I didn't write. I did vocals for a song, for a guy, a DJ out in Germany. I just made some dope connections online with some people overseas, and I did vocals for this one producer, and through that opportunity, Sam Light reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, do you write?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I have a couple of tracks you can listen to. Let me know which one you're feeling, and we'll go from there." And I was like, "Okay." So this particular beat, the Hold On to Me beat, is the one that I was like, "Oh my God, I love it." So he was like, "Okay, dope. Let's do something." This was back in October. So I wrote the lyrics and obviously sang it and everything like that, and he liked it, and then submitted it to Spinnin' Records to have it be released. And yeah, it's definitely exciting to see my name on something doing well like that, to have it reach any chart. I've never been on any chart before. So to have that happen within like 3 days of the release was crazy. And right now I'm just trying to get people to continue listening to it, download it. I want the damn song to go viral. I think it's a dope summer jam, and I think that people really just love it. It's got a good energy to it. The energy is amazing, So that's really it when it comes to Hold On to Me. I have more projects and collaborations in the works that I'm excited about. Two songs that I've written for some DJs out, I think in Spain, and then another song that I'm currently in the process of trying to write. Actually, that's what I started today for a guy in actually Guatemala, which is crazy. So it's awesome to be able to connect with all these producers from all over. You know what I mean? It's dope that, you get to, because in my opinion, EDM music and just music in general, it's a universal language. But even though that is the case, you experience the different styles of each of of the different countries or places that they come from. Like a little bit of the culture shines through, and I like that definitely excites me. So that's where I'm at right now, just trying to keep writing for myself. I've kind of taken a break from the 52 song challenge just to kind of get all of these songs out of the way, because I was putting the 52 song challenge ahead of all of these projects, and then I realized, you know what, I don't want to lose out on these opportunities. I got to get this shit done, and then I can get back to what I got to get back to. So it's kind of just trying to keep a balance of writing for myself and writing for other producers where I see there's opportunities. And don't get me wrong, I mean, there are some producers that have reached out to me that I've literally had to turn away, either because I just have too much on my plate, or because I don't trust the producer, or because they're just being too pushy. There are times where a producer will come to me and be like, hey, can you write for this track that I have? And I have no problem doing that, but they don't offer anything, as far as contractually, hey, we're going to release it under this label, you'll get 50% or 30%, whatever it is. And they don't do any of that or offer any money up front. And again, it's not about money. It's not. That's not why I write songs. I write songs to release. I write songs to have people relate and everything. But also at this on the other side of the coin, this is what I want to do for a living, So I can't pay my phone bill on talent. I would love to. That would be amazing, but I can't do that. So what I'm saying is every business relationship is give and take, in my opinion. If two people who are basically on the same level come together to collaborate, that's what a collaboration is. It's nobody's better than the other. Then it should be give and take. I'm giving you a song that you can release, and you're literally giving me anxiety because you're rushing me and telling me like, hey, have you gotten it done? Have you gotten it done? Have you gotten it done? And that's when Tori, the person, goes into complete shutdown mode, and I don't even deal with people who do that. Because it becomes overwhelming for me, and I can't write my best stuff if I know that I understand songwriting, the turnaround rate has to be fairly quick. You know what I mean? But at the same time, people don't have to be up my ass about it. And if I'm experiencing a producer who's like that, I won't even continue. I don't care how many followers you have. It's just let me do what I got to do. I like to take my time with the songs that I'm writing for other people because I overanalyze, I analyze, I overanalyze, and I want things to be good, you know? And at the end of the day, I don't know what that producer wants from me. Their vision could be completely different than mine, you know? And it just so happened that with Hold On to Me, I really enjoyed working with Samlight because he gave me creative freedom, but at the same time gave his input when it was needed. And you know, we went back and forth, you know what I mean, like with certain things, and he put his input in. And as a songwriter, it's my job to take a producer's vision and create that. You know, it's like a painter. It's like you going to a painter and saying, I see, this is what I see. And that painter is reflecting what you see onto a canvas. That's basically what I'm doing as a songwriter. And it can get stressful, especially if you don't necessarily connect with the person. But my main thing is I'm always trying to connect. And what I've learned to do is to listen to the producers and what they're asking for. And a lot of the times producers will say, just, you know, do whatever you want. And then you do whatever you want. You send it back to them and they're like, oh, you know, change up here, change up there. So what I've learned to do is kind of sit and try and have a dialogue and just quick, you know, it doesn't have to be like an hour, 2 hours long, but like, what do you hear? What do you hear on this track? And it's worked so far. Obviously, Hold On to Me. A lot of people have given great feedback. I honestly haven't seen any negative feedback. There's some people who have, you know, I did a poll on Facebook quick to see, you know, what people were thinking of it. There were a couple people who were like, you know, it's too different for me, but that's fine. That's okay. I understand. It's not going to be for everybody. That type of music isn't going to be for everybody. Not everybody likes EDM, you know, just like not everybody likes hip hop or not everybody likes country, you know. So I get that. But that's like my experience working with producers. But this may be a quick episode, to be quite honest, but somebody recently reached out to me in my DMs and asked me what I do to like stay inspired to write music and write songs. And not gonna lie, it's difficult, you know what I mean, especially when you put a number on how many songs you want to write by a certain time, and you try to quantify it. It becomes extremely stressful, and it can, and not gonna lie, it has kind of taken the fun away from it. It kind of, you know, it's become like I have to write 3 songs a week or else, you know what I mean? Because I have this goal, or I have to finish this song, or else this producer's going to walk away from me and go to another songwriter. And I don't want that. But what I'm trying to do, and I've said this before, what I'm trying to do is like pretty much train my work ethic and like mold my work ethic to be in the form of, you're a songwriter. You can go into the studio and bang out a song, or at least come up with a dope concept. And I feel like there needs to be a line, you know, a line between putting that pressure on your process, but also understanding that at the end of the day, it's about creativity. It's about expression. That's how it all began. You know what I mean? When I started writing songs, I didn't say to myself, I'm going to write songs. I'm going to become a songwriter for the industry. That's what I'm going to do. You know, I didn't say that. I didn't think that. You know what I mean? I just did it because it was what I love to do. And it is what I love to do. And it was fun. So I'm kind of in this place where I don't want to take the fun away from it. And it's just funny how the universe works. This person came to me and was like, hey, just randomly. And actually, matter of fact, last night I went live on YouTube on my main channel, and a bunch of people were actually asking me about my songwriting process. And I love talking about it. I could talk about it for days, weeks. You know what I mean? This is what I love to do. But somebody came to me in my DMs. I think it was on Instagram. I'm gonna try and find it actually. Let's see. Hold on a second. I gotta find it. Basically, they were asking, I can't find it. I don't remember. I get a lot of messages. They were asking, how do I stay inspired? How do I guess, write, and make it, I guess, good? I guess, if I'm paraphrasing, like that's how I took the question. And what I said was, you just have to keep writing. If you have a good foundation and you're writing songs, it's not for everybody. It really isn't. It's not for everybody. It's not everybody's gonna be good at it, and everybody who tries to do it is gonna be good at it. But for those people who have a good foundation of being okay, even if you're just beginning and you're okay, the key is to keep writing, and to keep doing it. Not every song is gonna resonate. Not every single song is gonna be a hit. Not every single song is gonna be liked, even by you. You know what I mean? Like my 52 song challenge, there are songs on there that I'm like, it's all right. I'm gonna put them out anyway. But there are songs out there that I know people are gonna look at and be like, the hell is this? This is different. This is weird. But the idea is to understand that at the end of the day, it's about expression. It's about getting a point across. You know what I mean? It's about releasing. So if you're just beginning as a songwriter, as long as you continue to do it, do it. Another great thing that I have come actually recently to realize, and actually I don't understand how I'm just realizing this now, when basically this was my segue into songwriting, is journaling and just writing poetry. That's how I started writing songs, or being able to put lyrics to melodies on top of instrumentals, is because I worked that poetry muscle. You know what I mean? That's all songs are. It's just as far as lyrics, it's just taking poetry and fitting it into a 3-minute, 2.5-minute song. So I personally have been, to get the creative juices going, it's not something lately that I have to try to do, to be honest, because as far as writing goes, because I have a lot of things that I have to get out. But what I've been doing a lot lately is just my phone, or if there's a freaking pen and a pad nearby, which there always is. If you know me, there's always a pen and a pad near me. And just jotting down, like, even if it's just a phrase or a thought that you're like, wow, that's profound. Writing it down, because and what I've been doing is writing thoughts down that I'm like, wow, that would be a dope song. I'll come back to it. You don't have to sit and write the song right then and there. The beauty of it is you could just write it down. It's an idea. You write it down so it doesn't, leave and never come back again. And then when you're ready, you scroll through your phone or whatever, your notepad, and you see that phrase and you're like, okay, all right. And sometimes a phrase or something that somebody says can inspire. And I've again noticed that just conversations that you have with people about certain situations will spark up a thought, and you're like, wow, you know what I mean? And you can take from your experience. That's it. It's just the way to prevent writer's block is to always be aware of what's going on around you. Because as long as you're living, as long as you're alive and you're experiencing and you're interacting with other people, you can write a song. And even if there's nothing going on in your life, you can take from somebody else's life. I went and saw my grandmother for her birthday back in February. And she was telling me stories about like her marriage to my grandfather. And it inspired me to want to write a song. And I will. One of these 52 songs is going to be a song written in the perspective of from the perspective of my grandmother. And that's how you keep the creative juices flowing. You know what I mean? You can write, just as an artist can make a painting through the eyes of somebody else. You can write a song through the mouth of somebody else. You know what I mean? There's always endless things to write about. So that's one of the ways that I stay creative, especially now in this. I have no choice. I've left myself no choice other than to find inspiration anywhere I can get it, because I have to write 52 songs and I have to do it quick. You know what I mean? So I have to be inspired. I don't have a choice to not be. You know what I mean? It's not like I can sit around and just, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's what I am striving for. And this challenge has definitely made me be more observant about what's going on around me. Observant of my own feelings and my own emotions, observant of other people's feelings and emotions. It's crazy. That is how you always have content to write about, in my opinion. I don't even think I said this to the person who reached out to me, but I hope you're watching, because you inspired this episode. Another thing, I think I already said this, is just consistency. Consistently sitting down to write a song. Not forcing it either, just sitting down to write a song. And revisiting past songs. Because you may hear one melody in one moment, and then wait and leave it for a week, and then come back to it and hear a better melody. You know what I mean? You can always build off of what you already have. And that's the beauty of it. The beauty of it is there are no rules. You don't have to be a certain way. You don't have to do a certain thing. There are industry standards and whatever, but we're living in an age where industry is like becoming obsolete because of the internet, because of people getting famous away from record labels. They don't need record labels anymore to get famous. All you need is a couple of good songs, a good marketing campaign, and SoundCloud, and people are getting famous and going on tour. You know what I mean? There's a rapper out there, his name is Lil Xan, Xan, short for Xanax. And he's only been writing and doing music for 1 year. I have 10 times the experience in writing than he does, but because of the power of the internet, and I'm not knocking anything that, I'm not knocking him at all, but I'm saying we're living in an age where you don't need to hustle for 10 years fucking straight in order to write a dope song. All you need is the right marketing and the right ears to listen. And all you need is the ears, period. You know what I mean? Because somebody out there is going to love something, and that's it. You know, not everybody's going to love what you do, but there is always music out there for somebody. It's the whole reason why there are so many genres and fused genres and you have all these different types of music, because not everybody's listening taste is the same. That's the beauty of it. Some people love everything. Some people only like one thing. You know what I mean? So when it comes to music, just keep writing. That's it. You know, that may be like the most obvious answer to the question, but just keep writing. Even if there are times where I write and I'm like, oh my God, I can't fucking do it right now. I cannot sit down and write this shit, because you're in your head. There was a moment where I'm like, everything, I'm saying the same shit over and over again. I'm rhyming the same words. I'm using the same words. I'm saying the same thing over and over again, just to a different melody and in a somewhat different way. And this happened recently. I'm like, fuck this. I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I at least for that day, I was like, I can't sit down and bring myself to write anything. And I didn't. You got to give yourself time to relax and kind of meditate in a way, you know, just defunk your brain and your thought process. There's and I know what I'm saying right now is kind of contradictory to what I was saying before, which is keep writing. Yes, keep working your muscle, keep writing things down when you're inspired to do it, though. That's the key, because you have to find balance. You can't force yourself, because we're not machines. You know what I mean? You're a human being. You deal with everyday shit, and you're going to go through the motions of your everyday shit. You know what I mean? But find a balance between sitting on your ass, and this is for anything, but a balance between sitting on your ass and doing nothing when you should be writing, and writing too much when you need to take a break. You know what I mean? Because you can burn yourself out. And I think I'm kind of at that place where I'm trying to find that middle ground where I'm only writing when I'm inspired by things, but I'm taking breaks when I'm feeling myself being burnt out. And you'll know it too, because when you don't have, like, when you gotta fill yourself back up again, like creatively, you'll notice when you're writing songs that they'll like just straight up, like, they'll be weak, you know? Whatever you're writing isn't gonna be as on point as, you know, the last couple of records that you wrote. I hope that makes sense. That's how I know, at least, that I'm like overthinking or just burning out or whatever. That's when I realize I gotta like take a break. And sometimes it sucks, because when you want to be a songwriter, you have deadlines, and you have I'm in a place right now where I'm not signed to any publishing company, that I don't have to reach like a quota or anything like that. So I have that freedom. Yes, I have producers coming to me asking me to write for their songs, and I'm grateful for that, but nobody's like, you got to write this by X date. And I'm sure if somebody gave me a deadline, obviously I'd be able to do it. And who knows, it may actually, like, a deadline may actually put enough pressure on me to, like, I don't know, write some really dope shit. Or it could do the complete opposite and keep me from being able to write something because I'm overthinking. This is all new to me. It really is. You know, this writing for other people is new to me. I love it, but it's definitely something to get acclimated for. But what I'm really trying to address right now is just not the person who necessarily wants to be a songwriter or get a publishing deal and be a songwriter for a bunch of names. You know what I mean? I'm talking to the person out there who has always wanted to just try writing songs and has always wanted to uh, um, express themselves in that way, but never knew how. That's what I'm trying. That's who I'm addressing right now. If you're deciding or on the fence about if you want to try and write your own song, and you have some sort of musical background, or even if you're just like a really good singer and you know how to sing and you've been singing covers for a really long time, but you've never actually tried to sit down and write your own song, the best advice I can give is don't worry about the song so much. I didn't start out thinking about this shit the way that I think about it now. Again, I started out in this basement right now where I'm sitting, right across from where I'm sitting. I started out on that couch with my friend and a guitar, just writing. The way I saw it was writing a poem to the 3 or 4 guitar riffs that she was playing over and over again, and reciting that poem back in the form of a melody that kind of fit with the riffs. And for some people, it's going to just come naturally. For me, yes, it was something that came organically. That's what this person asked, did it come naturally for you? Yes, the ability to write a song came naturally for me. When I started writing songs, it was something that was organic. I didn't have to force it. But that doesn't mean that I was good. If you listen to my songs that I wrote 10 years ago versus songs that I'm writing now, no, you know what I mean? There's a difference. There's always room for improvement. You know what I mean? Don't get down on yourself because you're just starting out and you think that you have to be able to write a hit song at the very beginning. Like the songs I was writing when I was 17, 18 years old, they were all right, but they weren't, they were all right, but they weren't anything to like call home about. You know what I mean? It wasn't like call P. Diddy right now and let him know. Like it wasn't like that. It took time for me to get to where I am now. And even where I'm at now, I know there's always room for improvement. There's always something better that can be done. And that's working the muscle. There's a dude that I connected with not too long ago, and he always says, just keep working that muscle, that songwriting muscle. And he's right. The more you do it, the more you learn. It's something that you just have to do and learn after, I guess, if that makes sense. If you have music theory, that's wonderful. If you know music theory. But songwriting is more about a feeling than the technicalities, At least for me, that's what it's about. And I don't know. I just feel as though you have to go with that feeling. You have to want to be expressive. You have to want to express yourself in that way. That's what people connect with. That's what people hold on to and grasp onto. It's not like, think about it this way, right? For most people listening to music, they're not like, oh, let's listen to Bruno Mars's new song so I can hear how his melodic motifs are and I can listen to his lyric structure. People don't listen to music for that. They listen to, hey, 2 things. Is this a song I can relate to? And is it a song I feel something? You know what I mean? Or like, and that feeling can be anything. Can I dance to it? Am I going to cry? Am I going to laugh? Am I going to feel happy? You don't ever hear a person who's listening to music say, like when they say, that's my favorite song. Why is it your favorite song? Oh, it's my favorite song because it has some great melodies and the melody structure is just so fucking amazing. And that's why Justin Timberlake's Push Your Love Girl is my favorite song. Nobody says that. Nobody listens to music for that. People listen for a feeling. You know what I mean? So I think definitely the music industry sometimes can strip away the feeling because they think they have the math for what makes a hit song. You know what I mean? But nobody really does. It's just the feeling. It's just the feeling. That's it. Music is simply emotion translated into sound. That's it. And the better the emotion, the better relatability the song has, the better the song. The more people will relate to it, and the more people will love it. You know, I've seen it before. And it's not about anything else. That is what people need to realize. People just starting out is just go with your feeling. You know, again, no person, you don't hear a 14-year-old or any 50-year-old who loves Luke Bryan saying, "Oh, I love this song because of how it was technically written. I love, you know, the structure. I love how the bridge does XYZ melodically." Nobody does that. Only music heads and songwriters kind of do that. But even so, we're still humans. I don't listen now. I analyze music. I analyze the mix. I analyze the lyrics. I try and analyze the melody and all of that. But for the most part, when I'm listening to music, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about like, wow, this song, I love it because it makes me think of this person, or it makes me feel something. That is how you know that you've got something. When your music can make somebody feel something, that's a song that has potential. And you could literally be yodeling on top of farts, but if it makes somebody feel something, that's how you know. That's how you know. Period. So I hope this was helpful. I have some things that are in the works for everybody. And I don't want to say just yet, but I have some things that I have in the works for everybody listening on YouTube, or even if you're listening on iTunes or whatever. Just know there may or may not be some announcements coming up everywhere. So it's nothing huge, but to me it is, because it's you know, for good cause. So stay tuned. But in the meantime, thank you all for listening to me ramble. And if you guys have any suggestions or any questions that you want to ask me, I think I want to do an episode where I just answer people's questions. So if that is something you want to do, leave comments, let me know. But in the meantime, stay real, stay smiling, stay wonderful. This is the What the World Needs podcast, episode 17, I hope. I love you all very much. Peace out.